I started voting in 1979. I'm 62 years of age, and I've seen politicians come and go, obviously, during all of those years. I grew up in the 70s when there were the miners' strikes. I did my homework, on the 3-day working week where we only had electricity for 3 days and had to do it by candlelight. All of those things. I've lived through all of that, so I understand all of that. But never, ever in my lifetime have I seen what is patently a corrupt government like this one, where they are taking from the poor and they are giving to the already rich. Factually, we have seen yesterday there was the Public Accounts Committee put out, and nobody's reported it in mainstream media, that in the 2 years preceding Johnson becoming Prime Minister, there was an approximation of £5.5 billion of fraud and waste on government departments. In the following 2 years, when Sunak was Chancellor, that quadrupled to £21 billion of fraud, and it's not being investigated. And this report said, not that mainstream media has reported any of it at all, people wouldn't even know it existed, because they leaked it out on the day Prince Harry was in court, again using the bad news day tactic. So they said that the HMRC is a department for concern. They said that of the £7.9 billion that went into COVID testing, £6 billion of that was given to the companies recommended by Tory MPs and ministers and peers. It goes on and on and on, and it's not being reported. I see that because I go digging for it, and then on social media I put it out to my followers, and they see it for what it is. I mean, I could go on for hours about the corruption. Well, I'm very happy to, but Greg Hands, the current chairman of the Conservative, the last one had to go because he'd been dodging tax and then he lied about it, Zahawi. This one, not reported in mainstream media at all. This one, £25.8 million contract he gave to his friend, his personal friend, who was a chair of Hammersmith and Fulham Conservatives. His name is Mark Higton. He had set up a company called Lux Lifestyle, which hadn't traded at all. Suddenly, they get a £25.8 million contract for PPE. Oh, that's nice. He then sets up 3 other companies, LuxCare Consortium 2, LuxCare Consortium 3. So you've got 4 companies. Not one of those companies has filed company accounts yet for that period of time, and he is consistently trying to strike off the companies. And HMRC, I believe it's HMRC, I don't know that for a fact, are saying no, we can't, refusal to strike, that's what it's called. And it's all there on Companies House, you can go and see it, everyone else can go and see it. So why isn't Greg Hands asking his mate, what's happened to the money? Where's the money? These are questions that people should be asking. Back in the 70s or 80s, people would have to resign automatically just for the discovery of that. And now we crack on as though nothing's happened. Well, it has happened, and it's affecting people. It's affecting people whose bills are going through the roof, who can bet, for the food banks. We know all about this. And it's disgusting. I've never known anything like it in my lifetime, which makes me become very active. I've been involved on the sidelines of politics, working for both the major parties at various points to do with education and children, because that's my passion. The one understanding in life that I have is that the super rich never have enough. I have never known greed like they have.